And in here, I'm going to type dot and then / m and then v and w. And here I'm going to say help and then column and then active and then dash profiles. And this actually tells that this profile is active, right? So the build front end. Now we want to run a build with build front end profile as well as this one that we've just created, jib push to Docker. Let me just copy this. The way we're going to do it is the following. So let's say mvnw, and then we're going to clean and then install and then -p, and we want to have the build dash front end profile, and also minus and then capital P, the jib push to Docker Hub, and I'm going to say minus capital D, and this is because right here. So remember at the very top we have app.image tag. So app.image and then tag equals to and then 1. So right here equals to 1. Now all I have to do is just press enter, and this should build the front end and then create 2 tags in Docker Hub. So you can see that it's creating the production build, and right here, let's just wait for a second, and there we go. Now running the tests, and you can see that now it's actually pushing to Docker Hub. So this is nice. So just give it a second, and now it's pushing the second image, and there we go. That was super quick. Now let's open up Docker Hub, and in here, so remember before we had Spring React full stack, but the new image is actually Spring Boot React full stack. So if I refresh this page, you can see that we have this one right here, Spring Boot React full stack. So if I click on it, check this out. So if I open up the tags, and you can see that we have the version 1 and then the latest. So this is really nice. So which means that we can basically use always latest, or we can stick to a particular version number in here. So let me go back in here and actually delete. So let me go back to repositories, and let's delete this one. So this one is no longer needed. So let me go to settings and delete repository, and I'm going to grab this name and then delete that, and there we go. So now what I'm going to do is also run this again, but now instead of version 1, I'm going to run version 2 right here. So I'm going to say 2, run that, and just give it a second. And version 1 and version 2 are identical, so there is no changes, but you'll see how this will come together once we start making some changes on our backend and UI, and you'll see how we can switch between versions easily. So this is why we have version 1 and version 2. And also latest, if you want to point to the latest version always. So just give it a second while this is finishing, and there we go. Now if I go to Docker Hub, and if I click on Spring Boot React full stack, so this image right here, we should have now 3. So 3 tags. So have a look. We have tag 1, latest, and then tag 2. And finally, let's go back to the terminal, and in here we have basically push custom tag, or actually not that one, but basically this here, jib push to local. So let's also run that. So I'm going to press the up arrow, and here I'm going to basically not run push to and then Docker, but I want to say push to and then local. And we could basically push to both Docker and local, but you get the point. And also make sure that the Docker daemon is running. So if I press enter, there we go. So now you can see that it's actually pulling the local and now loading to Docker daemon. And it's going to do the same for latest. And there we go. So now if I clear the screen and then type Docker image and then ls, you can see that we have, so we have, check this out, we have version 2 in here, and we also have the latest. And let me go ahead and delete this one right here. So Docker image rm and then full stack and then version 1. I don't need that one. And also this one, so latest, so I don't need that one. And then latest, and if I type Docker image ls, you can see that we have 2 images. And obviously we could actually run a container and see the application up and running by just saying Docker and then run. I'm going to say this time --rm and then dash and then p 8080 colon 8080, and let's just run the latest one and then press enter. There we go, application up and running. So you can see here 8080, and if I open up my web browser and then in here, if I basically search for localhost colon and then 8080, right, I don't know what was that, but let's try again. So localhost 8080, and you can see that this is working beautifully. So there you have it. In this section, we covered quite a lot of Maven, including the syntax, the XML, profiles, and using plugins, so on and so forth. But if you have any questions or anything that you're not clear, go ahead and let me know. And also, I would advise you to rewatch the video if any part was confusing, so that you can fully grasp this. But this is really important that you know how to do. Catch me on the next one.